Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. As you can tell, it's fall weather. I got my sweatshirt on. I'm ready to roll. So, there's a lot of videos out there that talk about the top 5 baits or top 6 baits, 7 baits, whatever, for the month of October, September, the fall transition. I've done them in the past, but I'm not going to do that just because everybody else does it. So I want to do a little bit differently. So as I fish all my monthly challenges, every time I come out fishing, obviously I usually talk about the baits that I have on my rods. So what I have tied on so far for today is the head and spitting image. And it's a top water bait. It's got a rattle in it. And this time of year, the shad are going up really shallow. They're going back in the creeks, on the flats, and that's where the bass are going to chase the shad right now. So you want to, pick baits that imitate the shad. So we have this for a little bit of top water. So that's an old bait that I've had for, I can't tell you how many years. I got quite a few of those. Also, I have tied on is I got a swim jig. And on this swim jig, it's, white color, once again, imitating the shad. And I got it on a trailer with a Z-Man minnow. So not the diesel minnow, the minnows. So this is a little bit smaller. I think this is a 3-inch bait. Once again, I think this is the bad shad color or one of those shads, sexy shad or whatever they call it. I have that out on the trailer. So I got the swim jig. It's a good bait to go through, cover a lot of water and just fish, just go after the fish. Also I have tied on right now, as always, is my crankbait. But today I'm going with the 1.5 from Strike King. It's a little bit smaller. Once again, it's it's the shad color. So you can see it's a square bill. This thing runs about, I don't know, a foot, 2 feet underwater. So we're gonna go a little bit shallower with the crankbait today. And I also have the 2.5 with me as well. There's also the Strike King 1.0. which is a little bit smaller, so it's a smaller bait. You kind of want to go a little bit smaller this time of year. My Texas rig items, I usually, fish with a larger worm, but this time of year I start coming back a little bit smaller on the baits I use. Another bait that I don't have tied on, there's a couple other baits that I use this time of year, is the spinner bait. Once again, in like the white color, just to imitate the shad. And also a buzz bait with a trailer too. I usually use the minnow trailer, or I may use the diesel minnow. A lot of people don't still do this time of year, but I don't have it tied on right now. The bait I'm actually going to use, well, actually I can show you, but I got my drop shot set up today as well. So, I'm not going to go into detail on every bait that I'm using as I fish, but I will tell you what I'm using, and I will do individual videos later on about the baits I use. And right now with the drop shot today, I'm going to use a little bit more of a finesse worm. And I'm using the SMH worm from Z-Man. It's a very skinny worm. It floats nice because, the Elastec stuff, and I got it in the green pumpkin color. But I still drop shot this time of year, and I always have a Texas rig tied on too. I don't have it on right now because I'm not bringing out all my poles this time, but I always use a Texas rig setup this time of year as well. Last video you could watch, I followed up with a Texas rig worm. Today I'm gonna go a little bit smaller with the worm, or a smaller creature crawl. You want to start downsizing your baits a little bit this time of year for the fall transition. But let's get after it. We're going to start with a little bit of top water with that head and spitting image, and let's see what we can get today. We're still fishing for the Catch 22 challenge. This will be the last episode for the month of September on the water, most likely. We got a hurricane coming up right now, possibly going to be hitting Florida. It looks like it's going to produce quite a bit of rain here in the Carolinas next week. We're watching that, so we might not be able to get out next weekend, but after that, we'll get out the following weekend. So maybe we'll do a double header the weekend after just to start catching back up for the monthly challenge for KBF. October, sorry, a little gator right there. October, November, and December is the 3 months the rest of this year that I want to try to get first place in South Carolina. It's tough. There's a lot of guys who fish down here who are retired. So it's very challenging to get first place down here in the Carolinas or anywhere down south because we can fish all year round. You can see I still have shorts on, but I also have my sweatshirt on. Right now the air temperature is, I think, in the 50s, higher 50s. And right now the water temperature is 76. So the water temperature dropped another 3 degrees from the last time I was out here. So. how well you can pick it up on the camera, but there is a lot of, I guess you could say, steam coming off the water. You know, in person it's a lot more. The camera may not catch it as much, but that tells you how cool it is right now. You know, being in the 50s and the water's being in the 70s, it's making a lot of steam come off the water. So you know, it's going to be a pretty calm day today. You know, yesterday we had a lot of wind from that storm that's off the coast. I think Fiona is the name of it. So it was kind of windy yesterday, so it wasn't a good day to be on the water. We had high surf for salt water and everything else, and, you know, small craft advisory, etc. But today's a calm day, so, you know, we're going to take advantage of today, take advantage of this weekend before that next storm rolls in. You can see there's some surface activity already, quite a bit actually. But yeah, you know, we're going to try to get as much fishing as we can done today, as many videos as we can for you guys today. I got some other content I want to shoot today for some new videos. And, you know, if you guys have been following along, you know I'm doing a giveaway. As of now, I'm going to start trying to you know, accommodate all the comments that have been on that giveaway video of, like, you know, stuff that people want to see. So I got, you know, like I've been telling people, I've been replying to people that I'm going to try to get to all you guys over the next course of the year. You know, there's a lot of good comments on that giveaway video. The next giveaway video is October 14th, where I release what I'm going to be actually giving away. And what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to probably stop the first giveaway video comments, because it's hard to keep track of, you know, comments on both videos. I think we got over like 70-80 people who's into this you know, into this giveaway already, so the comments are quite a bit. So I'll probably cut off the comments. I'll say that in the October 14th video. I'll probably cut off the comments for the first video here that I did in September, and just start counting the October 14th comments. You know, the video for October 14th, I'll start counting those comments. And then everything closes on November 1st, and the winner gets picked on November 14th of what you're going to be getting. We're going to have a little live drawing for that. You know, well, not a live in video, but I'll release that video of my little son Jared picking the name of the winner. So, you know, I've been appreciating all the support you guys have been giving me so far. But I see a lot of surfers activity, so I'm going to start fishing. And plus, you're probably tired of hearing me talk. Real quick, this way we can cover what I got going on here. So I have a 6'10" medium heavy rod, fast action. I got the head and spit and image tied off to 20-pound fluorocarbon, which I always, 20-pound braid, which I always use. I pretty much use 20-pound braid all the time. I have a 12-pound fluorocarbon leader, and I got the Alberto knot, and I got the loop knot here, so this bait can do what it's got to do. So I definitely want to still cover how I rig it on the water, you know, how you fish it. This bait's a walk the dog style kind of bait. It's got the rattle in it. Last weekend I was using the popper, but this time I want to go a little bit more subtle, but you still get a lot of rattle action off this bait. You want to use a shorter rod when you fish this too, so you can you know, do those small twitches. You know, it's walking a dog. So I use a faster reel, and I just do small twitches, and I kind of let it sit. I don't walk it fast, I just let it do its thing. It zigzags back and forth. I let it sit, let the bass look at it. You know, another thing this time of year, because I think the fish are conditioned from all the summer fishing, is don't just throw your bait once or twice in the area. Throw it 5, 6, 7, 8 times. You know, the bass have been conditioned to people fishing all summer, you know, doing 1 or 2 casts. So they're a little bit hesitant on going after that bait. So if you just kind of basically just annoy the crap out of them and just keep casting in that same spot, you'll get that. If there's a fish there, you'll get that, just like that, guys. Fish on again. So like I said, if the fish is there, and that was the 1 cast in, if the fish are there, they will bite. I don't think it's gonna be big enough for our challenge. I didn't look this morning, but I would imagine I'm still probably in the 16.5 or 17 in length. Still a nice fish. You know, 17 inches in length to actually count towards the catch 22. I don't think he's gonna make it, but we'll give him a quick measure up. He's probably in the 16-inch range. You know, if he's 16, I'll just just check him real quick. I won't take a picture of it, and then I'm gonna go check to see where I actually need is my smallest fish. It's probably 16.5 at this point, maybe even 17. He's 16.25. Nah, he's probably like 16. So we'll leave him alone, let him go back, breathe, do his thing. All right, so I checked the leaderboard, or checked my entries, and the smallest fish I have right now is 16 3/4. So I need 17 inches and bigger to start counting, continue counting towards my catch 22 challenge. So it's gonna get a little bit more difficult, you know. Last time I was out, I caught those couple fish that are in the 20-inch range. That was nice. So we got to get a couple more of those today to help for sure. So what I'll do is I'll just try to cover how I fish these baits in my videos, so it's all together. The fishing videos, you can see the baits I'm using and how I fish it. This way you don't have to go to 16 different videos to see everything, but I will still do certain rigging of how I do it for like my drop shot, stuff like that. But I feel like, being on the water, showing you guys is the best way. And I have time, basically time restraints of how much I can spend on the water, unfortunately, right now. So I'm gonna just kind of do it all together. So real quick, I want to recap. So, top water, walking the dog style baits, poppers, buzz baits, spinner baits, crankbaits that run shallow, a swim jig with or without a trailer, it's up to you, and Texas rig, smaller worm or creature crawl. And I still drop shot, and I still use the Cinco. So I pretty much use those baits this time of year. It's just nicer because just like us humans, we don't like that extreme heat, and neither do the fish. So the fish are gonna get more active now, and you still gotta find them. But I think no matter what you really throw, they're getting a little bit more active. You're gonna still catch fish. How many you catch, that's depending on what you find and how you do it, but you're still going to catch fish this time of year a lot easier than you would in the heat of the summer. So let's get after it. That looks like nice right there. Just get after it and have some fun. So just like at that instance where the fish came up and I threw top water bait right after it and it just didn't come after it, this is when I'll switch over to a crankbait and get down there a little bit with them instead of throwing, I just threw that top water and got nothing. So I'm going to follow up right now with the crankbait. Feels like another little one. Another little one, we're just pulling them in. He's a baby. He's a baby. He is a baby. I mean, a baby. Hey, I still love catching them, guys. Missed him. Missed him. Alright, hit that light. Yeah, I think he's still going to be too small. He's going to be close, but I doubt he's 17. No, it's too small. He's 14 and a half. So 14 and a half. So that was fish number 3, and they've all been too small. So, I caught some small ones already. Still fun to catch, of course, but I'm hoping next time out, hoping this hurricane stays away, which I doubt. It looks like it's headed right at us, or on the east coast here. But the next time out, we'll be on a larger body of water, and hopefully with these cooler temperatures, it's gonna get those larger fish out feeding more. And one other bait I forgot to mention before is the Lipless Crankbait. It's a good time to start using that right now, all the way through October and into November. I like using the Lipless too. It's a good way to get through cover. One trick is if you get hung up on a lot of cover is you change the front hook to a larger hook and remove the back hook on a lipless, and you'll be able to plow through a bunch of cover and also be able to cover a lot of water that way. But if you're getting caught up a lot, like I said, remove the front treble hook, replace it with a larger one, and remove the back hook. Hopefully there's a little larger one. It feels a little larger maybe. We'll see. Got a little jump to it. And the over 17. Just a little chunker. Still think he's gonna be too small. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. He's right on the edge, guys. Right on the edge. No, he may be big enough. He may be big enough. Oh yeah, it should be. It's what we need. It's what we need. Yeah, he's got to be big enough finally. He's 16. He's 16 3/4. I mean, I might be able to. Nah, damn it. All right, 16 3/4, guys. Nice fish though. So that's fish number 4, and still too small. It was a 1/4 inch away. 1/4 inch away. Seems like they're off the bank chasing the shad in this flat. So we're just back to the crankbait. There he is. Feels like it could be a little bigger. Another small one, guys. It's fish number 5, right? Number 5. Fish number 5. Fish number 5. So when I was bringing that last fish in, I could feel that first initial thump, and he missed it, and then he came back after it. They were just smallies though, small fish. 1 17, 18, and maybe a 20 today. That'll definitely help us move up, because we're I think about 408 or 409 inches, and the leader is at 441 inches and a half. Well, he has quite a few fish at, he has one I think at 24 and a half. He's got one at 22 and a half. He's actually got quite a few at 22 and a half. He's got some bigger fish, which is making it difficult to catch up. Well, that was a bigger one, and he came off. He got the rear hook. So they are here, and I can see a bunch of shad popping everywhere, guys. That was a nicer one. I definitely missed my opportunity there for a measurable fish, but it is early. It is only 9:38, so we got plenty of time left. And last time I was out here, they really didn't get super active after the crankbait until about 11:30, I think. So we got plenty of time. I'm just kind of cruising around here, seeing what the structure is underneath us. I see what they're holding on. You know, once again, we got these brush piles here. There's a mark there, and there's a mark there, and it looks like 2 more marks there. So they're here, but none of them look super huge. Maybe these 2 down here may look a little bit bigger, but we'll see. Maybe I'll change over to the lipless if they stop going after the crank. All right, so we're changing over to lipless. You know, I do straight braid to this, and you can see the color and the size I'm using is a little bit smaller than the bigger ones. But this way I can cover a lot of water and plow through it, but I keep straight braid to it. This way I can just rip through cover. So we're gonna try to lipless for a little while. I'm fishing still on my fiberglass rod. I don't change rods for the lipless. You know, crankbait, lipless, I pretty much use a fiberglass rod. So we're gonna run through here, rip through a bunch of this brush, and see if we can get, you know, some of the bigger ones that go after it, and we're gonna move it a little bit faster. One good thing about a lipless is you can cast it a country mile and cover a lot of water at different depths. Ooh, we almost just had one hit. Almost had one there, guys. Almost had one. Missed that one. Hit me the last minute there. Let's see. Let's get it back out there. I do reel these pretty fast, but I also still do a stop and go retrieve every now and then too, just to change it up. Just so it sinks a little bit and then continues back up. There it is. Hopefully he's a bigger one. Seems like he is, guys. Seems like he is. He's down a little bit deeper. He's just a chunk where a foul puts him. It's bigger. if he's measurable. It looks like he is. That's got to be 17, guys. Or at least 17 and a half. They're really damn close. Just wanted to change it up just for that reason, to see if we can get some bigger ones, because it seems like these little ones are going after the crank. But once again, yep, Lipless is another bait on my list for the fall transition. Let's see if he's measurable here. This is fish number 6 with that one miss before, so it would have been fish number 7. I don't know, man, it's close. All right, we got 17 and a quarter. 17 and a quarter, and I'm in the shade here. You know what? I gotta spin around here because we're in the shade. We're in the shade. You definitely want this one to count. I'm gonna throw him back in the water. Let's see if this is a better angle here. Yeah, we're gonna put him at 17 and a quarter for sure. All right, 17 and a quarter. All right, well, hope we don't have any problems with that one. I had some shadow lines on the mouth of the fish. I tried spinning around, same thing. So we're just submitting that now, and if anybody challenges it, it is what it is. I'm not going to fight it for this, for what this challenge is. Now, if it was a monthly, different story, I would challenge it. So, you know, I do suggest saving your fish for the month on your phone if you have the room, you know, the storage, or download these, you know, the fish for the day onto something that you can prove and send in, you know, more zoomed in photos, etc. So that one's submitted. We're going to stay with the lipless for now, change it up a bit, and like I said, good thing about the lipless is that you can change the depth pretty easy. Sorry, that was my email going off saying I submitted it. So stay tuned. So that was fish number 6, first measurable, and we had almost 7. So that's where we're at right now. Hopefully I can hold that in my memory at my age, but well, you know, if I do miss a fish or whatever, and you know, while I'm editing this video, I will update it at the end as far as the count. But we're at 6 fish on the boat, 1 missed, 1 measurable. If you never fished with a lipless before, what makes this a great bait of going through cover is that it, see how the tie point is at the top of the bait? It kind of like runs in the water like this. So the hooks are kind of behind it, and it doesn't get caught as easy as like a crankbait. So it's a good bait to go through cover with, cover a lot of water. It casts really, really far, and you can change the depth of it very easily of, you know, the depth that it's running. You can do stop and go runs, you can just crank it really fast, you can stop it, let it sink to the bottom, you can twitch it, you can pop it, you can do whatever you want with this bait. So it makes it a very diverse bait. And once again, you want to imitate that shad. I don't know, do you think it's measurable? I think it is. Probably put about 17 and a half, 18 inches. Yes, I have to have a little comedy. Okay, we got a little bit of a breeze on the water now, so we did change over to the spinner bait to change it up a bit. And once again, just, you know, like a shad color. It's white and got a little bit of chartreuse in it. Not chartreuse, green pumpkin. We got a double willow blade, we got a gold, and we got a silver color blade. And the most important thing is I don't use trailers on the spinner bait, but I do use a trailer hook. This way you don't miss that bite. You know, you got another hook here, you got a little plastic keeper that stays on there to hold that hook in place, and that's the most important thing for a spinner bait, is to have a trailer hook on it. So we're going to kind of hit some areas over here. There's a little bit of a point right in front of us that goes shallow. Then we're going to go back to the flats and hit it with the spinner bait. You know, so I usually wait till there's a little bit of a breeze on the water, just to disguise what the spinner bait looks like. You know, when the fish is looking up at it, all they see is that flash of those blades, and they're not exactly what it is, but they're, you know, with the flash of those blades, it's gonna look like bait fish. So that's why we changed to the spinner bait, and we want to give that a little whirl over here, since we've been using the lipless and the crankbait quite a bit today, and just give them a different look at a different bait. But with that breeze kicking in now, which feels good, it also gives us that different look of a presentation. I mean, go a lot shallower. There is still a lot of bait over here. I'm actually absolutely shocked with all this shad popping at the surface and me covering all this flat area over here. I think I might have had a hit, but I'm not sure. that we didn't have anything come after this yet. You see him getting chased right to the left side of me here. So, I don't know what the deal is. Maybe it's too big of a profile and they're scared of it. I don't know. Because the shad are small right now. That's what I'm saying. You always want to downsize your bait, but we figured I'd give the spinnerbait a little bit of a try. But we may be going back to the lipless or crank. There it is. Ah, just lost it, guys. Just lost it. And that felt like a nicer one too. All right, we just missed one at the boat, so we're gonna back up here. Obviously, the spinnerbait might have been too large of a profile right now, and that one, it just hit this lipless. Felt really nice. There we go. Wish it was a little bigger feeling, but it's a small one. Man, he hit that thing like he was 50 pounds. Now, I think that was number 7 on the boat if I'm not mistaken, but the one I missed just before that, it's either a small one like that and it's just hitting it really aggressive and it feels a lot bigger than what it was, but that one that I missed before definitely felt a lot bigger. But we're gonna keep going after this, guys, and for about another hour and a half, and then we'll see where we are. This one's a little bigger, but I don't know if it's still measurable though. It's gonna be close. It's got some nice weight to it though. It's a jumper too. He may be. It's gonna be close, guys. It's gonna be close. Come on, stop doing that. I don't think it's gonna be big enough. No. It's about 15 and a half. He's bleeding. We'll get him back in the water. Got him hooked in the stomach a little bit, but nothing horrible. It's about that same time again. You know, it's about 11 o'clock and the bite's eating back up. About chasing those and the bait fish. So I think that's number 8 to the boat. Little guy, but he's a fighter. It's a fighter. Yeah, his nose is too small. So this is number 9 on the boat. So we'll see if we can get her a double digits today. Even if we're not getting them big enough. So healthy little guy. So what I'm feeling is as I go over the brush piles, I can feel the lure hit the brush piles, and right after the brush pile, those fish are coming up and hitting this bait. So you think you're getting hit and you're just hitting the brush piles, and all of a sudden, bam, they're on there. So kind of want to go after that structure still underneath the water. I don't know if you can see there, but I got a bunch of brush down there. You know, so that brush pile is giving the ability for the bass to ambush the bait fish. You know, they're hiding down in that brush and they see him flicker by, flash by, and they come up and grab him. And that's exactly what's happening to our lipless right now. And the crankbait before when we were going over the top. With this lipless, I can move a little bit more faster, and I think it has a little bit more flash to it. I'm going over a brush pile now. Yeah, there's some big ones around here, guys. Still, I'll just hit the surface. one may have a little bit more weight to it, maybe. Don't lose him. Nah, he's still a small one. It's a fighter though. Oh, not too small. Still don't think he's big enough. No. Alright, so that's number 10 to the boat. Alright guys, number 10 to the boat. Alright guys, to recap. So we got double-digit fish into the boat and a few lost. There was only one measurable fish, so I'll take that, of course, because now it's going to start getting really hard trying to get up on that leaderboard, having to catch larger fish. You know, even though I only got that one measurable fish, having double-digit fish into the boat still makes for a great day, so I'm still happy with that. Like I said, the storm coming up, we'll have to see. I hope you guys got some information about the baits that I'm using for that fall transition in this video. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'll get back to you. But yeah, with that storm moving in, we'll have to see what next weekend brings for our beginning of the monthly challenge for KBF for October. So we'll see how that storm rolls in. If not, maybe a little bit of a delayed start for our October challenge, unfortunately, but it is what it is. It's Mother Nature. So hope you guys like this video. You know, I started with a sweatshirt today. Even though I did that, I still have sunscreen on. You know, I still have my buff, so always protect yourself from the sun. I'll catch you guys in the water. Thanks for watching.